The story opens with our protagonist, a young Marie learning about her ability to control blood and subsequently killing both of her parents accidentally. Marie's sister, Annabeth, luckily survives this incident, but she is clearly traumatized. The time jump takes the narrative to the present day, where Marie is growing up at the Red River Institute, which seems to be a place meant for superpowered orphans. She idolizes Maeve and wants to become a superhero by enrolling in the crime-fighting classes at Godolkin University. But when Marie sees a superpowered individual getting abducted by the Elmira Adult Rehabilitation Center, she doesn't move a muscle. She knows that if she stands out in any way, especially in front of an organization that is capturing supes, she is going to be penalized unfairly. As time passes, she does get into Godolkin University, but she is warned by her mentor that it isn't a cool place because Marie can find herself in a cell if she does anything wrong. At the Godolkin hostel, Marie is paired up with Emma, who has shrinking powers and is a social media influencer who goes by the name The Cricket. After learning a little about each other, Emma takes Marie on a tour of the college, where they meet Luke, aka Golden Boy. He has fire-based powers because of which he can burst into flames at any moment. His girlfriend Kate has mind-manipulating powers while best friend Andre has metal-bending powers. Once the introduction is done, Marie goes to the crime-fighting division to learn about Richard Brinkerhoff's class. Richard Brinkerhoff, better known as Brink, is a renowned professor of crime fighting at Godolkin University, who taught superheroes such as Atrain, Queen Maeve, and the Deep. However, due to her lack of social media presence and unmarketable powers, Marie's candidature is rejected by not just Richard but also his assistant, Jordan Lai, a gender shifter with a different set of powers for each personality. Later that night, Marie witnesses a kid trying to run out of the institution by using his super strength. Without realizing what is going on, Marie and Andre use their powers to apprehend the kid, who is then sedated and taken away by the fully armed and armored security forces living on the college premises. The kid is then taken to an underground facility that has creepy forest drawings on the walls. As time goes on, Emma tries to help Marie make some friends, but Marie realizes that there's a massive cultural gap between her and the rest of the people. Everyone has earned some level of fame, while she has been in a bubble, away from anything that's synonymous with technology. On top of that, Marie is aware that if she tries to be like anything that she isn't, it is going to backfire on her, especially since she is not interested in any of the things that the other students are interested in. In the meantime, Luke learns that he is on his way to the Seven. It's a proud moment for him, but given the situation with the Seven, it's probably not that big of a deal. Starlight has left while Queen Maeve is gone and Black Noir is dead, so there are 4 other slots left. And of course, one of them is filled by Godolkin's top-ranking candidate, i.e. Luke. Elsewhere, Andre invites Marie to a party with the popular group because he likes her superpowers. Marie doesn't want to go because she can imagine what can happen at a party where superpowers and drugs mix, and she doesn't want to risk her reputation in any way. Emma, who is way more into socializing with the popular folk, pushes Marie to go to the party. After a lot of persuasion, Marie decides to go, and she is warmly welcomed by Luke, Andre, Kate, and Jordan. Meanwhile, Emma decides to hook up with a fan named Liam, who wants her to become small and ride him in a sexual way. It is then revealed that Emma has to puke her guts out in order to grow smaller, which is in no way a pleasant experience. The whole thing ends up being pleasant for Liam, but it turns out to be a hideous ordeal for Emma. Meanwhile, Marie opens up to Luke after he opens up about his brother, Sam. In order to fit in, Marie has been lying about her parents, but she admits to Luke that they are actually dead, and she wants to become a soup so that her sister can stop treating her like a monster. When they enter the party, Marie starts to do hard drugs. Similarly, Luke begins to hallucinate about a forest and his brother calling out to him. However, it's Andre who messes things up while trying to woo a girl. He successfully turns a coin into a hummingbird and tries to use it in a creative way to win a bet. When a guy runs into him, Andre loses his focus, and the coin or metal hummingbird slices the neck of an unsuspecting woman. To avoid getting caught, everyone makes a run for it, but Marie hangs back and saves the woman with her blood-controlling superpowers. This is recorded by the people present at the party, and Marie becomes an overnight sensation. The night after the disastrous party, Marie is called up by Richard and expelled because she has to take the fall for the rest of the guys. Godolkin ranks them higher than Marie, and they think that Marie's powers are going to weird out everyone, thereby making her unmarketable as a potential member of the Seven. Hence, she has to take the blame. When Emma catches Marie walking out of the office, she tries to learn what has happened, but Marie simply lashes out at her. She is not the only one in a stressful situation, as Luke hallucinates yet again, and he sees his baby brother stuck in a forest. This somehow prompts him to talk to Richard. Simultaneously, Marie realizes that she can't give up on herself so easily, especially when she is hell-bent on proving to her sister that she isn't the bad guy. So she goes to meet Richard too. Just as Marie walks through the doors of Richard's office, she witnesses Luke incinerating Richard. Marie assures Luke that she hasn't seen anything, and that she won't say a word to anyone. But Luke tries to attack Marie, and she makes a run for it. Thankfully, Jordan comes in between Marie and Luke. So Luke gets into a fight with Jordan, and they get into a battle. Andre intervenes too, and when Luke realizes what he has done and that he is being recorded, he seemingly calms down. He hugs Andre and tells him something. Then he shoots up into the sky and explodes, thereby showering everyone with his blood and body parts. Following this, Andre, Kate, Murray, and pretty much the rest of the school witnessing the cleaning crew collect what remains of Golden Boy. Ashley, who seems to be running point on the situation for Vought, has a conversation with Dean of Godolkin Indira, Andre's dad, Polarity, and the rest of the faculty at university to decide how they are going to spin the story. They don't take a second to paint Golden Boy as a drug addict who died by suicide while agreeing on portraying Richard as a martyr. But when it comes to letting Jordan take the #1 spot on the popularity meter, Ashley says something bigoted about her sexual orientation. With that out of the way, they paint Andre and Marie as the real heroes and bump up their positions. Ashley mentions the woods to Indira, which is a reference to the underground jail in Godolkin, and it seems like an illegal facility. Later, Marie returns to her room and is welcomed by Emma. Emma knows what Marie has been through, but Marie doesn't know what Emma has been through, so she lashes out at Emma and tells her to give her some space. The following day, everyone learns about the new rankings, and Jordan is understandably upset by them. At the memorial for Richard Brinkerhoff, Kate tries to empathize with Jordan, but they cold shoulder her. Kate notices Rufus and a group of boys chuckling around the spot, and she convinces Rufus to beat himself with a baseball bat for the rest of the day. A slight aberration in Kate's eye indicates that every time she uses her powers to manipulate someone's mind, it takes a toll on her body. One of the students informs Marie that she has to start acting like a superheroic influencer now, because she is in the spotlight, while Andre's father mentors him regarding how he must handle the spotlight. Andre does try to get his dad, Polarity, to talk about Golden Boy, but Polarity goes into a speech about grabbing the opportunity that has been presented to him due to Golden Boy's death. Elsewhere, Vought's correspondent at Godolkin, Courtney, informs Marie that she and Andre have to sit down for an interview with Haley, one of the most famous journalists in the business. Marie wonders what she will talk about during the interview, and Courtney simply hands her a script that she has to stick to. Marie and Andre take part in a photo shoot, which feels bizarre because this is the university's reaction to a suicide and a murder. Later, Marie tells Andre that right before dying, Luke mentioned the woods, and Andre tells Marie that Luke whispered in his ear that Polarity had something in his possession. Andre merely hints that he wants Marie to team up with him and investigate this situation. But Marie reminds him that she doesn't owe anyone anything, and she wants to stay away from every single one of the popular kids because she was almost expelled for the mess they made. At the performing arts class, Adam Burke, the director of Dawn of the Seven movie, asks the students to pair up with someone and prepare a scene for the next session. Emma tries to get a hold of Liam but is shocked to know that Liam has already moved on. However, a popular girl named Justine doesn't let her down, as she not only agrees to pair up with Emma, but she also makes a fool out of Liam. Since Richard is dead, Indira takes his position and starts teaching the students how to fight crime. Marie learns that she has gotten permission to attend that class because she is somewhat of a star now. But Jordan harasses Marie for taking all the credit for the fight with Golden Boy, even though she knows that Jordan did all the heavy lifting. Marie reminds them that she doesn't owe Jordan anything because they rejected her application, and she almost paid for Jordan and the rest of the group's drug-induced shenanigans at a party. Still, Jordan asks Marie to talk about them when she goes on air during the interview with Haley. Marie says that she has to stick to the script, but Jordan reminds her that if her words get recorded, they'll be aired in some shape or form, and that'll help Jordan climb through the ranks. Quick clippings show Victoria Newman campaigning for the position of vice president, Homelander being tried for murder, and Luke's parents barricading themselves in their own home to avoid the press because Kate is surfing the internet for news. She wonders what forced Luke to do what he did, and Andre expresses his confusion about the incident too, but they decide to echo Luke's value system and get to the bottom of whatever is happening in Godolkin. Elsewhere, Justine gets Emma to admit that she needs to go on a self-induced puking session to get small and eat food to get big. Marie sits for a meeting with Indira and reluctantly reveals that she wants to become a superhero so that she can become famous enough to be noticed by Annabeth, her sister, thereby allowing Marie to get in touch with her because she doesn't know about her whereabouts. Indira tells her that, if she ever wants to open up about her feelings again, her doors are always open for Marie. Following this, Indira takes a trip to the woods, where the kid who almost ran away is being held captive and experimented upon by Dr. Edison Cardosa. It turns out that Sam is apparently Luke's brother and is very much alive. When Andre and Kate reach Luke's hostel room to get some answers, they see that it has been completely cleaned and bleached so that there's no trace or evidence of any kind. Emma learns that Justine has publicly spoken about her powers, which are activated when she pukes or eats, and she has painted it as an eating disorder. Since Emma didn't want that kind of attention, she confronts Justine, who is exploiting another student by making her record something embarrassing. While this is happening, Andre figures out that Luke was pointing towards Polarity's statue when he said that his dad had it. When Andre makes a hole in Polarity's statue, he finds Luke's phone in there. It has a recording of him saying that Sam is in the woods and the school has been experimenting on both of them. He wants Andre to save Sam and expose this nefarious circle that is tearing apart the students from the inside. Andre remembers that he has to go for the interview, but he wants to stay with Kate and continue the investigation. Kate motivates him to focus on his career as a superhero, and then worry about Luke in the woods later. Andre knows how Polarity is going to react if he doesn't show up for the interview, so he hugs Kate and prepares to attend the interactive session. Similarly, Marie goes through the script that she has to reiterate in front of Haley, but she mentally prepares herself to go off script and give Jordan the credit that they deserve. Polarity keeps buying time for Andre because he hasn't arrived yet. Meanwhile, Andre has taken a slight detour to Richard's office and is going through his laptop. He finds credible proof regarding the fact that the kid who tried to run away is indeed Sam, and that he's being held in a facility underneath Godolkin called the Woods. He takes a picture of it on his phone, and that's exactly when the security forces from the Woods barge in to obtain any incriminating evidence. Andrew almost gets caught, but he manages to stay hidden until the coast is clear. Courtney realizes that Andre won't be able to make it to the interview, so she turns it into a two-way affair between Marie and Haley. Even before the interaction starts, things go sideways as Haley ambushes Marie with the information that the news channel did get in touch with Annabeth, and she refuses to associate herself with Marie. She does it so that she can get a visceral reaction from Marie. However, Marie handles herself like a pro, and she even sticks to the script. That means she doesn't give Jordan the credit that they deserve. When Marie returns to her room, though, she crumbles because she isn't an opportunist but a good person in a bad situation. She goes to Indira for support, and based on Indira's reaction, it is clear that Indira knows she has Marie in her web. Meanwhile, Andre follows the guards from the woods, accessing a secret door to get back into the facility. When a cleaner discovers them, they simply kill him. Unfortunately, Andre too is discovered by two guards, but Kate comes to his rescue as she manipulates them into pleasuring each other in a pretty sadistic way. However, the act of manipulating a lot of people's minds in a span of 12 hours causes Kate to suffer from convulsions. Andre is left with no other option but to hold on to her and wait for the fits to subside. Andre knows how to get into the woods and he knows that Sam is in there. However, he has to do it without getting detected, and it's quite difficult to go through a secret door in the walls, which can be opened with an electronic device in an inconspicuous way. So, he has to come up with a plan before the people who are experimenting on Sam permanently damage him. Around 3 years before the incident, Luke was actually in touch with Sam, who is suffering from the side effects of Compound V while being held at a secure facility, an early day version of the Woods. Not just Luke, even Kate was aware of Sam's issues, and one day, when things got a little out of hand, she had to use her powers to put Luke's brother to sleep. In the present day, Andre takes care of Kate, who has just recovered from her fits. Kate apparently doesn't know that Sam is still alive. Andre feels guilty for stopping Sam from escaping from the woods, so he wants to help him escape once again. Kate advises Andre to not do anything stupid and end up like Luke. During this interaction, it is revealed that Kate and Andre have been cheating with each other behind Luke's back for a long time. The whole brotherhood between Andre and Luke and the romance between Luke and Kate was a lie, and they kept lying to him till his dying day, and Luke died believing that Andre was like his brother and Kate was the love of his life. Elsewhere, Marie returns to her room only to find out that Emma has purged herself so much that she has become almost microscopic. Emma is obviously distraught after Justine publicized the secret to her powers, and Marie tries to comfort her, but Emma gives her the cold shoulder just like Marie did when Emma tried to comfort her. The sun rises on the next day, and we see that preparations are on for the party that is being conducted to commemorate Richard. Marie eats breakfast with Indira, and Indira unknowingly reveals that she has a daughter. Indira probably knows that, and she distracts Marie by talking about the interview and the party for Richard. Marie is invited so that she can talk to the investors, improve her rankings, and become the next big soup. Polarity reprimands Andre for not being at the interview and tells her to be at the party. Justine tries to apologize to Emma, but it goes horribly wrong because Justine tries to turn that into content as well. Emma's mother pays Emma a visit, and she basically gives her a brief on how she is going to present herself at the party, thereby putting all the social media nonsense in her rearview mirror. Marie tries to start a conversation with Kate, but Kate lashes back at her for being a liar on primetime television. The narrative jumps backwards in time by 3 years to show the point when Luke was convinced that Sam had died. In the present day, we see Jordan venting their frustration via aggressive intercourse. But when their parents arrive, they are forced to appear as a straight boy because Jordan's parents are clearly conservative, even though they know that administering Compound V to Jordan has turned them into a bi-gendered soup. At the party, Marie gets a lot of accolades and sponsorships. Emma's mother introduces Emma to Courtney, who is trying to pitch a TV show that'll mine Emma's trauma and use it as its central plot point. Emma is clearly disturbed by this line of conversation, so she simply leaves to get some air. Jordan tries their best to get a vote to rise up the ranks, but without Richard behind their back, they don't receive the attention they need and deserve. Jordan's parents show up to support them while misgendering Jordan throughout the conversation. That angers Jordan, and they change into their female form in order to mess with their parents and repel the sponsor. When Jordan's father tells them to be in his male form permanently, Jordan retorts by saying that they haven't changed as a person, so they don't need to stick to a singular form. Jordan's father needs to open up his mind and be more accepting if he really loves Jordan. Marie and Emma bury the hatchet when Marie needs Emma's help to relieve herself. This gives Emma the courage to stand up to her mother and Courtney, and she reveals that her mother is the one who taught her how to purge, thereby associating her whole personality with an eating disorder that'll haunt her for the rest of her life. On that note, Emma exits the party and goes to smoke a joint. Andre goes after Emma and proposes an idea to her. He knows that she is the only person who can infiltrate the woods without getting detected because she can become very, very small. But Emma is not in her senses, and she agrees to do what Andre wants her to do. Andre tells Emma that she just needs to confirm the fact that Sam is in the woods, but doesn't have to rescue her or do anything. It's a simple in-and-out mission. Following this, Emma manages to get to Sam's room. However, she gets discovered by Sam, and he captures her while assuming that she is a figment of his imagination. Meanwhile, Indira gives a massive speech that is supposed to be about Richard, but it becomes all about Marie because that's her priority. The focus shifts to Andre. We see that he is worried for Emma because she has been stuck in the same position for a long time. When Andre tries to leave the party again, Polarity gets a hold of him and asks him what's going on. As soon as Andre mentions the woods, Polarity gets very tense and warns Andre against uttering that name because Andre is evidently not ready to face the consequences of digging into Godolkin's secrets. Meanwhile, Sam ensures that he isn't imagining that Emma is there with him. Once he realizes that Emma is real, he starts to worry about her well-being because if the security forces find out that she is in there with him, it's going to lead to a world of trouble. Emma says that Sam needs to leave, and she is shocked to learn that Sam doesn't want to because he thinks that every time he tries to get outside, he hurts people. He says that his situation is improving because of the new medicines he's taking. Emma says that Luke is the one who sent her to rescue Sam. When she realizes that Sam is reacting positively to the lie, she doubles down on it. That prompts Sam to reveal all the security codes for the facility. On the other hand, Marie, Kate, and Jordan reveal their tragic backstories to each other. Marie talks about how she killed her parents, and Kate talks about how she accidentally convinced her younger brother to get lost for the rest of his life. Jordan doesn't have a tragic past, but their relationship with their parents is hurtful. Suddenly, Andre interrupts this conversation to reveal to the girls what he has done to Emma, thereby defying his father's advice to not talk about the woods. In the final scene, Sam and Emma have a heartfelt conversation with each other about the pros and cons of their respective powers. But that's interrupted by a guard who is there to investigate the potential intrusion. The floors are apparently electrified, and that incapacitates Sam. Emma manages to hide on the bookshelf. However, when she realizes that the guard is going to torture Sam until he is satisfied, she infiltrates his head through his ear and kills him. When Emma emerges from the other ear, she notices more guards coming to the room and realizes that things are going to go sideways pretty soon. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on the notification, and leave 1,000 likes or 100 comments if you'd like us to continue part 2. Thank you.